This one is different, if I may be so permitted to say such a thing. The headline reads, Colorblind. The body of the text reads as follows, Let there be light. And was there light? And was this light seen? And the light was said to be good. Now, she said, let there be color for those of us who are blind. And was there color? And was this color seen? Beautiful, she said, beautiful. And that's it, color blind, in its entirety. Let's get cracking. See what we can about this. In the beginning, they say, let there be light. A thunderous pronouncement, a sentence that divides the void. We are told it was the first act, the first verb. Before there was structure, before there was movement, before there was meaning, there was light. But notice something, if you will. The original command, let there be light, is not about color. It is not about warmth. It is not about love or even clarity. It is about the raw existence of light, the sudden and sovereign interruption of nothingness with something, a break, a burst, a blaze. This light is not yet gentle. It is not yet beautiful. It is not yet perceived. It is. That is all. Then what? And was there light? And was the light seen? And the light said to be good. There is an elegance to the order. First the calling, then the appearance, then the seeing, then the judgment, a fourfold pattern, a cosmic process. But embedded in that sequence is a presumption so vast, so casual, that we hardly notice it, namely, that to see the light is a given. That perception is automatic, that once light exists, it enters the eye, that once seen, it is understood, that once understood, it is declared good. But this is not the whole truth, because perception is not guaranteed, because seeing is not the same as understanding, because light, for all its brightness, is not the same as meaning, and above all, because what is declared good is not always declared by everyone. And so, the fragment continues. It does not stop where Genesis stops. It dares to add a fifth voice, a woman, a rupture, a second Genesis. Now, she said, this now is not a continuation. It is a protest, a demand. It is the voice of the one left standing outside the sanctuary of perception. It is the voice that watched light pour into the world and saw it gather around others and still found herself unseen, unlit, unaddressed. She does not deny the light. She does not curse it. She does not call it evil. She calls it incomplete. Let there be color for those of us who are blind. Here it is. The true beginning of philosophical thinking is not certainty, but lack, the impulse to ask what's missing, the courage to say something's not right. Philosophy begins not in the declaration, but in the disruption. And what she names here is not physical blindness. It is the blindness of exclusion, the blindness of standing in the presence of others' illumination and being told, this is enough, this is good, this is all there is. She speaks for those whose eyes receive light but not color. She speaks for those whose experience is not validated by the dominant lens. She speaks for all who dwell in grayscale while the world sings in hue. But again, let's slow down. Color is a strange thing. It is not an object. It is not even a property. It is an effect, a phenomenon, a relationship. There is no such thing as red in itself. There is only the way light of a certain wavelength bounces off a surface, enters an eye, stimulates a cone, triggers a brain, evokes a memory, produces a feeling. Color is not what is. It is what happens. And because of this, color is personal. It is variable. It is vulnerable to distortion. It can be misread. It can be missing. It can be manufactured. To be colorblind, then, is not to lack the world. It is to lack the difference in the world, to be blind not to presence, but to nuance, to distinctions, to vibrancy, to contrast. And that is no small thing. In the absence of contrast, moral judgment grows thin. In the absence of nuance, poetry grows dull. In the absence of difference, experience collapses into abstraction. Color is what gives the world texture. It's what lets the rose be red and the rusted door also be red, but not the same red. Color tells us that sameness is not uniformity, that what looks alike is not identical, that each moment has its tone. Let me tell you a secret. Every tyrant loves the phrase, "Let there be light." Why? Because light flattens, light exposes, light eliminates the unknown. And when the unknown is gone, control begins, uniformity begins, light as surveillance, light as dogma, light as the blade of truth used not to illuminate but to dissect. But color resists that. Color disrupts. Color declares that what you see is not what I see, and that difference matters. Color introduces ambiguity, complexity, subjectivity, and so it must be called forth, not by the voice of power, but by the voice of the one excluded from the prior declaration. The woman in the fragment is not repeating the divine formula. She is correcting it. Let there be color for those of us who are blind. Now ask yourself, who is really blind in this story? Is it she? Or is it the one who thought light alone would suffice? There are many kinds of blindness. The most dangerous is not the one that fails to receive light. It is the one that refuses to admit what it cannot see. The blindness of presumption, the blindness of assumed completeness, the blindness of unexamined clarity. That kind of blindness walks hand in hand with tyranny. We must never forget, every good declared too early becomes a form of violence. And the light was good, they say. But good for whom? The philosopher asks, what was not seen? Who was not consulted? What remained invisible beneath the blinding shine of certainty? In that light, we may understand her second creation as not a lesser one, but a deeper one, a more inclusive one, a compassionate creation. And was there color? And was this color seen? Beautiful, she said, beautiful. Do you see the shift? The earlier voice says, good. She says, beautiful. These are different categories. Good is functional. Good is structural. Good is moral. But beauty is relational. Beauty is tender. Beauty is plural. Beauty is not proclaimed from above, but from within. Beauty does not command. It asks to be seen. And more, beauty waits for response. It is not finished until another beholds it and says, yes, I see it too. That is what she says. She sees the color. She names it. She praises it. But the deeper beauty lies not just in the color itself. It lies in the fact that now she sees. She, who was once excluded, is now inside the frame, no longer colorblind, no longer left in the grayscale margin. She has become a witness, not just to the creation, but to her own inclusion. And perhaps that is the ultimate act of philosophical justice, not merely to produce what is true or good, but to restore the possibility of being seen. There are entire civilizations that have mistaken light for salvation, entire ideologies that have equated knowledge with brightness. But not all knowledge is light. Some is shadow, some is sound, some is scent, some is silence, some is color, and some truths can only be known by those who were once unseen. Colorblind, then, is not just a phrase. It is a condition, a confession, a critique. It is a warning to the builders of systems who think that revelation is enough, who think that exposure is sufficient, who believe that light alone redeems. Let me say this clearly. There are kinds of light that erase. There are illuminations so strong they bleach the details. There are truths so sharp they sever relationship. There are insights so pure they leave no room for error, and therefore no room for the human. Color invites the opposite. Color is forgiving. It is layered. It is contextual. Color accepts that perception differs, and that those differences enrich rather than threaten the real. And that is why she had to speak. She speaks not only for the blind, but for all of us. For we are all, in one domain or another, colorblind. Blind to the shades in our own families, blind to the subtleties of our partner's needs, blind to the histories beneath another's skin, blind to the cost of our own comforts. We live in light, but we do not yet live in color. And so the woman stands in the echo of that first creation and says, now, let there be color for those of us who are blind. She is not rejecting creation. She is finishing it. She is not undermining light. She is deepening it. She is not shaming clarity. She is humbling it. And when the color comes, when it arises, not from decree, but from relation, she says what no God had said before, beautiful, beautiful. And in that moment, creation becomes not just visible, but alive, not just structured, but shared. We would do well to remember her. When we judge too quickly, when we illuminate too harshly, when we claim the truth without listening for the other voice, listen for the woman, the one who comes after the light, the one who speaks for those left in the flatness of gray, the one who does not say, "Let there be light," the one who says, "Let there be color, and let it be seen, and let it be beautiful." Only then is creation complete.